So good morning everyone. Let me share the link. So that I'm about to join up. So good morning everyone. Let me share the link so that I'm about to join up so we begin. Yeah, good morning everyone. Let me share the link so that I'm about to join up and we'll begin. Alright, so let's begin. I believe you guys can hear me clearly and it's not cracking and you guys can see my screen. So I believe you can hear me clearly, it's not cracking and you can see my screen. So in today's live, let's do analysis together. Right, let's see if we're gonna find any setup. So if there's a setup, we're gonna take it live and then check. So let's start from gold. So good morning everyone. Let's start from gold. Let's see what I'm expecting on gold. Now if you notice, this was a breakout block which we expected gold to buy from the other time. The breakout block we were expecting gold to get to and buy from. On getting there, it did some buy, of which we caught some buy, but the buy was not for a very long time. Right, so just for a short time. Now if you notice, it keeps dropping. Now I'm gonna mark out a level where I now expect it to get to. So on the 4-hour time frame, the only level I have right here is this very order block. This last black candle right here. This is a zone this market can get to before it will start buying. Then on the daily time frame, let's see where it is. Daily time frame now is still like a long week, right? Which is the level this price can sell to before it will start buying. So I'm gonna be looking out for opportunity to take sales till it get to that very level before I start looking out for buys. Right? So for me to take any sale, I want to take it from that order block or breaker block. Right? So let's go to my entry time frame. Let's see if everything will be present. Let's mark it out. So right here we have this last blue candle, which is an order block. But this order block now does not have a clear liquidity. Right at this low, which is a break of structure to the downside. So it does not have a clear liquidity protecting the order block. So now let's use a higher one. Let's look for a higher one if it has liquidity protecting itself. So we have this higher order block, which is a valid order block. Now it has a liquidity, can use this very high as a liquidity protecting itself. So this higher one is a possible sell zone for gold. Right, so I'm not gonna conclude yet. I'm not gonna just conclude yet. Let me check it out on the other price provider. Let me check it out on Owadan price provider. Let's see if I'm having similar thing, right? So let's go to the higher time frame again. On a daily time frame, we can also see similar thing. This long week, which is an order block where price can easily sell to. So let's check it out on a 4 hour. 4 hour is an actual order block. So this is a level this price can sell to, and then for it to start buying, right? Then still here we have this breaker block. This very last black candle, an order block previously, which is now gonna turn into a breaker block now. Possible zone this price can buy to and then sell from, because it has not got to the level we expect buy to happen. So on my entry time frame, let's see if it has the liquidity protecting it. On my entry time frame now, still there's no clear liquidity protecting this very zone. It's still aligning with the other zone we marked out. So I'm gonna wait for it to form liquidity, then I'll take a sell from this very zone. If it does not create any liquidity, then we'll take our sell from this higher zone. So this Oanda now is aligning with the forex.com price provider. That's a valid zone to sell. Now this very buy we took yesterday that didn't go well, or this very buy that hit our stop loss yesterday, I guess I've deleted it, is because the price was selling from this very long wick as an order block. On selling from there, the price was not able to buy. If I had on the forex.com price provider, price didn't get to the level before it started dropping. So if I had seen that the price got to that very level, I would have deleted the order. I would have deleted the order and then say let's cancel the trade, because this is a nice sell zone. But it didn't get there on the forex.com. So that's why I didn't say we should cancel the order. So I'm waiting for the price to create liquidity for this very first one. If it creates liquidity, we're gonna sell from here. If it does not create liquidity, then we'll watch out and then sell from this other higher zone. Right, so let me just mark it out, indicate it, then once it happens, once it creates the liquidity, I'm going to drop the setup, drop the signal for you guys. Let me mark it out. So on gold now, there's no clear opportunity yet. There's no clear to take a sell or buy yet. Right, if it's create liquidity like this, then I'll sell from here. If it does not create liquidity, then I expect the price to come back to this other one, then I'll sell. So let me save it up, and then I'm going to call out signal once I have a clear setup. Let's check out other markets. Let's see what we are expecting. Now, those that trade on BTC as a crypto, or those that trade BTC crypto, let's check it out and let's see what I'm expecting. So on the higher time frame, which I'm using the daily, we have this daily low, which is an order block where this BTC price can likely sell to for it to buy, right? So the price has not gotten there yet. Let's see if there's any opportunity to take our trade as it's going there. So right here, we have this very long wick, which is an actual order block, but now it's not turning into a breaker block. I guess I had this set up yesterday with my students, right? This is an order block, now it's gonna likely turn into a breaker block. So that's a nice and the possible sell zone. So on BTC, I'm waiting to sell at this very zone. Stop loss just slightly above the breaker. Then I'm gonna target about 1:3, 1:4. So I'm waiting to sell BTC at this very breaker. And this is a nice one to sell. So I'm waiting to sell right here, then targeting this very low as my take profit. So I'm gonna type everything out, then drop. If it comes back, we're gonna enter for the sell. Then, like I told you guys, I've already explained this before. BTC price is always different most times. Right? BTC price is always different most times. So you want to make sure you check your Oanda or your MT5 to see if it's the same. Right? So on BTC, if you start typing your stop loss might not be above the breaker block. Stop loss might be at the middle. Your entry might be lower. So you want to make sure you get the actual breaker block I'm taking it from. Then if your entry is above it, you edit it. Right? So BTC price provider on different platform is always different. So you want to check for yourself and then know if you are typing it correctly, if you are placing it correctly. Right? So let me type out everything and then drop the chart. So this trade is about 50 pips stop loss. So I'm waiting for BTC at this very level to take my sell. So it's about 50 pips stop loss. So that's the first setup I have right now. So if there's any reason that I'm now doubting this very setup, or that this setup will likely not hold, I'm not gonna still let you guys know. Right? I'm gonna still let you guys know. But for now, that's what I'm seeing. And if you watch, I already had the setup as of yesterday, but it didn't come back before I'm selling, but it's currently retracing. Hopefully it gets there before dropping. So on Euro USD, right, I had an opportunity yesterday. Euro USD is going down, which I caught this very sell. Right, there's this sell I caught currently moving in good profit. Now, this is an order block, possible zone where Euro USD can get to and start buying from. Right, so I want to take a buy from that very zone. So at this very zone, I'll set my limit order and then I'll buy from there. So this is a sell I took over 1:3 already, almost 1:4. Right, already gave 1:4 before reversing. So I don't like keeping the trades on my chart. Let me delete it. So with this now, if you notice, all the confirmation are present, right, and everything I need is currently here. But because it's on a higher time frame, right, break of short to the upside, and using this first pullback as my liquidity, I'm gonna buy from this very zone. Stop loss is just gonna be slightly below this very week as an order block. So that's giving about 27 pips stop loss, targeting this high as my take profit. Right, about 1:4. So let me type everything out. On this very trade, you can choose to wait for confirmation. That's wait for your change of character before you enter the trade. But I'll just set my limit order at this very buy zone. So the entry is about 1.16154. Then the SL is about 1.15883. So this SL is about 27 pips. So let me indicate it. And I believe you guys know the reason for me telling you how many pips I'm risking. So you know what lot size you have to use and what lot size is going to be suitable for your trade. Right? So take profit is about 1.17176. So let me drop as well. So as along the line, if any sector provides itself, as we are checking now, if it's an instant trade, there are many opportunities for us to just buy and sell instantly. I'm gonna call it out, right? But for now, let's have this limit order, and then wait for this to come back. So there's an opportunity for us to take a sell as it's coming back down, right? There's an opportunity to sell as it's coming back down since it has not got to this very level, right? So let's watch if it's gonna give us any opportunity to take that sell. So this is on the 4 hour. 4 hour time frame now. The only level I'm seeing is this very long wick, which can act as an order block. Right, let's check it out on a different time frame. 2 hour time frame now is an actual order block. Then on a 15 minutes time frame, which is more of my entry time frame, is also clear as the last blue candle right here. It's an actual order block, a possible sell zone. But I don't trust this sell. I don't trust this sell from this very order block. So let's just wait for the buy. Let's wait for the price to come back, and then we'll buy from here. Right, but this is a sell that can work. Right, it's a sell that can hold. So let's check out GBP USD. On GBP USD, I had a sell setup yesterday. Right, there's a level I expect GBP USD to get to, which was this very order block right here. Possible zone where this price can sell to before it will start buying. So I marked out that very zone. The long wick as an order block. Then on the 4 hour time frame, I want to keep looking out for my sell, of which we caught this sell guess last week. Then I also caught this one yesterday from a breaker block entry. Right, this very one we collected our profit at 1:3. This other one I collected my profit at 1:4. Right, it was a trade I took personally and also shared with my student. Right now, let's look out for re-entry. Since it's still going down, it has not got into the buy zone, which is this very zone right here. Let's look out for re-entry. Let's look out for opportunity to take our trade, which is gonna be sell. Right. So now, this was the entry I had. Using this very long wick as my order block. 4 hour time frame is also a long wick, using it as my order block. Then if you go to my entry time frame, let me delete all of this. Then if you go to my entry time frame, 30 minutes is not so clear. It's the last black candle. But in 15 minutes, let's see if it's an actual order block. 15 minutes is also a long wick, which is an order block. Right, possible zone this price can sell from. So if you notice, price came so close but didn't activate the trade. Right, price came so close but didn't activate the trade. So let's see if the price is gonna likely buy from here. Right, the price is gonna likely buy from here. If this price does not activate this very trade and it goes down, there's a chance that it won't sell from here again. Right, there's a chance that it's gonna just sell, then get to a level for it to start buying. Right, then if now it start buying aggressively, then don't look out for sell on GBP USD again. Start looking out for buys. Right, because it just got to a level, possible zone where buyers are gonna likely step in. Right, there's this level right here where buyers are gonna likely step in. Last black candle, which is an actual order block. Right, so what I'm expecting is for you to sell to get to this very lower one before I'll look out for buys. So this is a zone, and I expect change of character or reversal to happen. So as the reversal happen at this very zone, I'll start looking out for my buy. I'm watching out for this very zone. Then I want to see a change of character before we buy. Right, so let's just watch and then see. Once it gives that change of character, we'll watch out and then sell out the signal. So let's check out this other market, this other USD JPY. We took a buy as of last week, right, which is this very buy, and the buy is currently still moving in profit, but it's pretty slow and is moving very slow, right? It's moving very slow. So let's see what I'm expecting. If the bias is gonna change, meaning I'll start looking out for sales, or I still trust the buy to hold, right? So let's do the analysis and then watch what I'm seeing and then give you what I'm expecting. Now, on the daily time frame, this is a low, which is where we took our buy from, right? So I expected it to keep buying, then maybe get to this, at least get to this very point before it will start selling, right? But because of the weak reaction that is happening, because of the weak reaction happening within this very region, there's a chance that sellers are going to step in. They're going to push the price down, right? So let's see everything that can happen, right? So on the daily time frame, we have this low, possible buy zone, which is very low. Then we have this high, possible sell zone. Then let's go to my 4 hour. On a 4 hour time frame, this is a long wick, which is also aligned with the 4 hour, possible zone which this price can get to and then sell. Then if you watch, we have this very order block, which is a long wick as an order block on a 4 hour time frame. Now let's go to a lower time frame. Let's see if everything is present. Right, this is the order block right here, and this is the possible sell zone. This is an order block to buy, and let's watch out for both. Which of them is gonna be valid on my entry time frame? On a 30 minutes time frame, let's see. First, we need our break of structure. The price had is high, which it didn't break structure. It just went up, took out this very high, right, with a long wick. It didn't. This was not a clear break of structure. And if you watch, this is where the price is currently selling from. Right, the price is currently selling from this very zone. So there's a chance that it's gonna just keep selling. So meaning, I'm not gonna consider this buy again because of this sale that's currently happening. Right, let's look out for opportunity to sell this very market. Selling for the price to go down, take out this nearest low as the nearest liquidity in the market. Now, on the 30 minutes time frame, which is my entry time frame, I have this very order block, this very last blue candle as my order block right here. A nice zone I can sell this very market from. So let's see if it has all the confirmation, so I can take my sell from that very zone. So all the confirmation is present. It had this very low, which is now a break of structure to the downside. Then it had this high, which can act as a liquidity protecting my POI. So I'm watching out for this very sell. Now, so on our buy, I'm already on break even, right? And it's currently still running about 1:1. Right, it's currently still running about 1:1. So we're gonna likely close out on the buy. Then watch out if this sell is gonna hold. Right, we're gonna likely close out on the buy and then watch out if this sell is gonna hold. Right, so if you are still on the buy, let me send it out. So we'll close out and then watch out for this very sell. So this is where I'm selling from. This very order block. Stop loss slightly above the order block. Now, if you watch, we have a higher zone. We have a higher zone, which is this very long wick we marked out earlier on the daily time frame. So this is a higher zone, a possible zone this price can likely buy to before it will sell. Right, if you notice, and this very one has all the confirmation as well. That is very low as a break of structure to the downside, and that is very high, which already acting as a liquidity protecting the order block. So this is a pretty much a valid one. So this is the zone I'm going to expect the sale to happen. Now, I'm still going to consider this very one because it has all the confirmation as well. Right, so if this very first sell zone did not hold, then the price is going to likely come back to the higher zone. So this is how we're going to take the trade, and this is how we're going to set our limit order. Right, we'll set limit order for this very zone, for this very higher zone, targeting this very low, which is the nearest low the price needs to take out as I take profit, 1:4. Right, then this is what I'm going to expect First, the price comes here, sell. Right? If it does not sell from there, then I expect it to get to this higher one and then sell. Right? So this is my view on this very USD JPY. So on the buy, we close out on a buy at 1:1. Right, let me type it out. There's a news today, right? Let's see if that news is gonna, let's see what's gonna happen within that news and then know what I will do if we should close out on the buy. So there's FOMC today, right? FOMC by 7 p.m. So because of that news, let's hold our buy. Right, let's keep our buy active. Right, if the news makes the price go down, then we just take us out at break even. But if you wish, you can close out at 1:1 because it's still up. It gave us 1:2 yesterday before coming back down. Right, if you notice, it already gave almost 1:3, but now it's currently still up 1:1. Right, it's currently still up 1:1. So if you wish to take your profit, you can take your profit at 1:1. But me personally, I'm gonna hold throughout the FOMC news. Right, so meaning by 7 p.m. if I see the reaction, if the news makes it sell, it's gonna take me out at break even without any profit. But if the news was a buy news, it's gonna make it buy. Then this should happen before the news. Right, this very sell should happen before the news. If you notice, I didn't type everything out on this very sell. I didn't type out the entry, type out the stop loss. Why? Because I'm still gonna check myself again. I'm still gonna check once I confirm that it's actually a trade we should take. Then I'll type out everything. Right? I'll type out everything then send. But for now, I'm just watching it, then seeing if it's gonna be a good trade. Then I'll type out everything for you guys. Now let's see GBP JPY. Let's see what we are expecting. First in the higher time frame. If you notice, I'm trading calmly, right? If there's no setup, I don't always force it. Right? If I trade on a lower time frame, that's when I'll start see if I'll get a setup. But since there's no clear setup, I don't force it. I'll just relax and watch the price. Now we have this low, which is where it's currently buying from. There is not that this buy is gonna just continue. But if you watch this very low now, which is the other block it's currently buying from, does not have any clear break or structure. It didn't have any high it broke. Right? So for me to take a buy or for me to even consider taking a sell, I want to see my confirmation. Right? And the possible sell zone for this very market is gonna be this long wick, which is an order block. So if the price give us any buy confirmation, we'll buy to get here, then sell if it's gonna sell. Right? Because this market is just moving within a range, no clear break of structure, no clear direction. Right? So this is where I'm expecting to take the sell from, which does a break to the downside right here. Then using this very high as my liquidity, I'm gonna watch out for the sell. Right, somebody is still asking a question on USD JPY. I told you once I get it clearly, any of the zone I now plan on taking the trade from, I'm gonna type out the signal and then send. Right, I told you guys that any of the zone I now watch out and then say this is the zone I will likely take the buy from or take this the sell. It was the sell. Take the sell from. I'm gonna type it out. But for now, I'm just trying to see which of the zone is gonna hold. Right, it's gonna depend on how the price is gonna approach the zone. So on GBP JPY, I'm still watching out for this very sell, but because of this buy that's happening, I'm just gonna wait. Direction is not clear, so you can't just start jumping on buys or jumping on sell. Right, so no opportunity on this very market. Let's check US 30. Right, so US 30 trader, there's this very other block which US 30 got to, having a break of structure using this engineer liquidity. My overall target was this next high, but it didn't get there before reversing. So I still expect it to buy till it gets here. Right. So let's see if we're gonna look out for if we're gonna see any buy opportunity. Of which now for me to buy, this is already a low, a break to the downside, then I have to see a break to the upside. So once he has this break to the upside, once the price retraces back, I'm gonna start looking out for buys. Buying targeting this next high. Right, this was the level I marked at this very level with this very long horizontal line. But price did not get there before it did the buy. So that was the reason I didn't catch this very buy, this very first move. So price did not activate the entry I marked out. Right, I had the setup, I marked that very level out, but price didn't get there. So on gold, let's see on a lower time, let's see if we're gonna find opportunity to take a trade now. I've given you my overview on all the pairs I trade. Right, so let's see if we're gonna find opportunity to take a trade now. On gold, like I told you, is more of I'm expecting more of sales from this first zone or from this other zone. For you to sell from this first one, I need to see my liquidity. Right, so on gold, I'm just watching to see what's gonna happen. Still on a lower time frame, there's no clear trade to be taken. Let's check out Oanda. Right, let's check out Oanda. On Oanda, there's still no clear zone to take the trade from. The reason I'm watching is this very long wick as a possible buy zone. Then the sell is gonna be this breakout block. Right, so there is no clear trade to take. So wait for it to create liquidity, then we sell from this breaker at this very level. Then on BTC, like I told you, I'm still watching out for this very sell for it to come down. Right, so let's check out. On Euro US, you can see just bought off aggressively. Like I told you, I didn't trust this sell zone. Right, so we're gonna expect this very buy, which we already have our limit order set. Once the price comes back here, I'll take my buy from there. Aside that, I'm just watching to see it comes back down. Right, GBP USD is currently still retracing. Like I told you, if it does this retracement, there's a chance that it will just break out and continue the buy. Right, so let's see if it's gonna actually buy from there. And I gave you reason why it's gonna likely just break out and continue the buy, because it's currently buying from this very order block. Right, this order block is a nice buy zone, so that's where it's currently buying from. So meaning if this sell that first happened, if it did not make it go down, this very first retracement that the price did not make it go down, there's a chance that it will break out. Right, and those, I saw some of you looking out for sell. I saw some of you looking out for sell. There's a chance that that sell will likely not hold because of this buy is currently happening. Right, but let's see. On a lower time frame, there's no clear opportunity to take. Right, there's no clear trade to take. I'm just trying to find an entry so we can take a trade. But if it's not clear, I won't force any setup. We'll just let it be. This is a crypto pair. So hopefully gold retrace. Using that, we'll now use that high as a liquidity. It retrace back. Using that high as a liquidity, then once the price is back here, we'll take our sell from here. Right? So this is what I'm seeing on gold. It's currently selling, but I don't jump on trades. Let's see if it's gonna create that high, which we can now use as a liquidity. Then we take our sell from that order block. So there's no clear trades to be taken this morning. Right, there's no clear trade to be taken this morning. So we'll just see how the reaction is gonna be, see how the price is gonna move, then we know. So I'm still holding this very GBP USD JPY, right? For the FOMC. So as the FOMC comes out, I will know what I will be doing. All right, so if you have anything to say, just type into the chat box. Someone is saying US 30. I checked out US 30 already. On US 30, I'm expecting buys, but for me to buy, I want to see that the price break that very high, like I showed you guys. So once it breaks that very high, I'll start looking out for my buys. Right, but if it has not broken that very high, there's a chance that it can still sell. Right, this very high right here. I need the price to break it, then I'll watch out for buys. All right, someone is asking a question. You cannot buy to sell on BTC. That's not that's not how you trade, right? That's not how you trade. You can't buy to sell, right? You either watch out for sell or you watch out for buy. I've already checked out my GBP USD. Someone said, how can I relate the price on Oanda to my MT5? This is what I told you guys, and this is what I said you should do. Once you go to your Oanda, you want to check if you mark out a breaker block on a 30 minutes time frame or your price provider, maybe your Oanda, maybe this very breaker block. If you go to your MT5, it's gonna still be a breaker block. Right? If it's still a breaker block, you can just go over and mark it out as a breaker block. Right? Then you take your trade the same way you place it. You have your stop loss above the breaker, entry at the very beginning of the breaker. Because if you go over, start checking it, or start taking the price correctly, you might have your entry at the very middle of the breaker block. Right? You might have your entry at the very middle, and your stop loss maybe at this extreme high, or your entry will just be at this very point. Stop loss will just be at this very point. There's a difference in price. So you want to check if there's a breaker you're taking it or your other block you're taking it from. Check if it's actually aligning with those your other block and breaker block. Someone said it's currently on a trade on Euro USD. Like I told you, this is a possible sell zone, right? But I want the price to come here and then buy. I can sell from here on getting for it to get there, but I don't usually trade that way. That's why I'm waiting for my buy for the price to come here, so I'll take my buy. But I can decide to sell from here, but that's not how I trade. I don't trade that way. I believe you got it. So let's go to 5 minutes. Let's see if we're gonna find any opportunity to take a trade. If there's opportunity, we'll take it. But if not, like I always do, I'm just gonna watch and let's see what happens first. On a 15 minutes time frame, we have this breaker. Possible on this price can retrace to and buy. Right, but let's confirm it on a 5 minutes. Right, it's a nice zone to buy gold, but let me see it align with what I'm doing with how I trade. If it does not align, then I'm just gonna leave it and then watch it align. So on a 45 minutes is an actual order block. Then 2 hour time frame is not clear. Right, 1 hour is still not clear. 30 minutes is just a long wick, which on the 15 minutes, that's where it's a breaker block. Right, this is a possible buy zone for this very market, for this very gold buy for you to get here. Right, but let's see how it's gonna come back. Then we'll see if we'll take a buy from there. Right, BTC, we're still expecting it to get here before it to sell. Euro USD, we're waiting for our buy. Euro USD, waiting for our buy to happen. GBP USD, let's, with no clear opportunity on GBP USD, we're just watching how the price now reacts. Now we know what we're expecting. Then USD JPY, like I told you, there's a way the price is gonna come back here. I will know this price will not hold. Right, then watch out for this other higher zone for the sell. Right, so I'm gonna call out the signal, drop the signal for you guys once I confirm it. So no clear trade to be taken in the market. Let's wait for our limit order. Then let's watch out for the view, what I give, and then let's see how it's gonna be. Later on, I'm on the chart. If I have any setup, I'll drop. And if it's a signal, I'll also drop as well. Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next live. Alright, take care, guys.